There have been several bodybuilding competitions this weekend, not just the Arnold United Kingdom. Today I'm bringing them to the channel briefly. We're going to see the incredible brother of Terence who just qualified for the Olympia. A couple of super top classic amateurs who should already be professionals. And I'm going to talk about some bodybuilders who competed in the Arnold Open who should honestly quit. I'm going to make a critique of the Arnold. Let's start with Pauline Chamezu. This is the incredible bodybuilder I was talking about. On Instagram he's called the Black Panther, and don't tell me he doesn't have a big resemblance to Terence. It's not just the physique, even the face and the way he poses. I don't know if he does this on purpose or if it's just a coincidence, but they are very similar. He just won the Utah Cup, and not only that, but he had also won the Fit World a few weeks earlier. With this, having won 2 competitions in a row, he qualifies for this year's Mr. Olympia. You know that now you need to win 2 or one of the important ones. Second place went to Bade Badpay, who dropped out of the Arnold United Kingdom to compete here. Good decision. And third place went to David Aguilar. This man, Pauline, I think he has an extraordinary physique, and he's going to make waves in the future. His structure is quite good. He has a strong X shape, just like his adoptive brother, and he's also short, just like him. That's the downside, but he makes up for it with his privileged shape. He has good muscle, though he still has a long way to go to fill out the category. His recent competitions have shown strong definition. Here's one from Detroit with a black background, where he finished 3rd and looked spectacular. I think he has a high-level physique. He has a nice midsection, a pretty detailed abdomen. I don't think he has any particularly noticeable weak points. I think he's quite complete and just needs more muscle overall. He could be a future top Olympia contender if he keeps improving. Now let's move on to the incredible amateurs I want to show you. This German guy is called Valentin Sembler. He just won a competition. He gained 17 kilos of muscle in just 1 year to make his open debut. Look at that X shape he has, how aesthetic he looks, and from the side his chest looks pretty massive, a good amateur. As a prize, they gave him a bag of protein. You just have to take it with humor. Let's move on to the other amateur prodigy whose name is Zacharias. Zacharias the Saint. I brought him to the news section if you remember. He's the guy who gained 34 kilos of muscle in just 1 year. In 1 year of progress, 34 kilos without gaining practically any fat. It's one of the most incredible transformations I've ever seen in my life in bodybuilding. Well, he competed and easily won the competition. Winning this alone doesn't make him a pro. He must keep competing, and I'm sure he'll become a professional soon. Notice the definition he showed and how his glutes and lower back looked. It must have been hot at that competition because he melted like chocolate. Spectacular lower body. If he balances out his upper body a bit more, this guy is going to be a great professional. Now let's move on to my brief critique of the open bodybuilding at the Arnold United Kingdom. Aside from Andrew Jackett, who looked spectacular, and Brandon Curry, who surprised us all in a good way, the rest of the professionals at the Arnold Open were pretty bad. And that's what we're going to talk about. Patrick Moore came in 3rd place, and honestly, he did pretty well, although it's true he was missing that final touch, and he's not exactly the best in the open category. I think he has a spectacular structure, but he doesn't make the most of it. Martin Fitzwater came in 4th place, looking worse than at the previous Arnold, coming in softer, but at least he didn't make a scene. But I want us to take a look at the other competitors. If the 3rd and 4th were just average, please take a look at the rest. In 5th place was Blessing Abodibu, who I honestly think should retire, ever since he won the New York Pro. 2022, 4 years ago now, he hasn't improved. I would even say he's gotten worse. Back then, Blessing gained quite a bit of notoriety. There was a lot of hype about him, but it quickly faded. Honestly, Blessing hasn't improved and may have even gotten worse. A very unbalanced physique, with quads that are way too flat and obliques that stick out a lot. His abdomen inflates and deflates like a balloon. On top of that, his left leg has a pretty serious injury aftermath, and you can tell his knee looks like Martin Fitzwater's head. I just think Blessing doesn't have the genetics for it. He can't improve any further, and if he enjoys competing, well, let him keep going as long as he wants. But considering how exhausting competitive bodybuilding is, if you're not going to win anything, I don't really see much point in continuing to harm your health. Let's move on to Kim Williams in 6th place. Another bodybuilder I think should retire, because his physique is even worse than Blessing's, and I can't understand how he didn't come in last. Sorry about the quality, okay? It's captured from my live stream. Kim Williams has a tremendously unbalanced physique. His calves are non-existent. I'd even say one of them has nerve damage, but his back also has nerve damage. The lats, especially the lower area and the lumbar region, look really strange. The back looks like it has no muscle. It's atrophied. And it's not because he doesn't work on it or doesn't put in the effort, it's just that he has this problem, which is pretty serious and already ruins 2 of his main poses. It hurts him from the front, and those calves from the side, wow. I think the physique he has looks very tired, very worn out, and it's showing that he has health problems he should take care of. And in case you didn't know, Kim Williams in 2012 looked like this, as you can see, with much better calves and back. 14 years have passed, and he actually looked even better back then as an amateur. That's why I think it's time to stop. Poisoning yourself just to end up at the bottom in competitions doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not saying anything about Abu Konad, okay? He recently switched from Classic to Open and is making progress, so let's give him time. But Hassan Mostafa ended up in last place. With a pretty weak competitive lineup, he finished 8th. Here we have the Egyptian mutant, the Egyptian monster, the man who went out to compete looking pregnant, one of the most shocking physiques in current open bodybuilding. He used to win competitions and qualified for the Olympia, but I haven't seen him improve in years. He's just maintained or even gotten worse. A terrible aesthetic and proportions, senseless size and very little definition, with a completely distended abdomen. As you can see, the level at the Arnold United Kingdom Open category was very weak, and I find this embarrassing. Because since Arnold is organizing such a huge event like this and offering $1 million prizes, why don't they prepare? Why don't they put in a little more effort? In competition, you should be in shape. If you just want to guest pose, stay home. It's very disrespectful to the event. In terms of prestige, Mr. Olympia comes first, but second is the Arnold Classic. It's the most prestigious competition after the Olympia. And to top it off, it's the highest paid event in all of bodybuilding worldwide. And both at the Arnold, Ohio and in the United Kingdom, I think the level of Classic was a bit mediocre, except for the top spots. As for the Open in Ohio, it was good. Nick Walker and Hadi came. But in this United Kingdom event, it was really weak. Very bad. And I think Arnold isn't approaching it the right way. He's saying, okay, every time we pay more and more so that better competitors come, but they don't even show up, and the ones who do don't even try. You get into the Arnold by invitation, okay? They ask if you want to compete and you accept or decline. What do you think? Of course they invited Derek, Samson and the others, but they're busy with their own projects and don't bother preparing for the Arnold. Which I think is absurd, since you could win $1 million like Andrew Jackett did. What I think is that the Arnold should try to convince certain bodybuilders or invite other higher level bodybuilders and not invite Hassan, not invite Kim, not invite these people because, as I said, I don't think they do the event any favors. They make it seem like anyone can compete there, regardless of skill level. Anyway, I don't know what other incentive he could give to the bodybuilders to compete besides the huge cash prize and the Olympia qualification, which is no small thing. I don't know, maybe you guys have some other idea, but I think Arnold has to do something to get better competitors. It's clear that the cash prize isn't working. What can't happen is the level being so low. And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it and have a great Sunday.